Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening,
Good
children.
evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, children. Good evening. So today's class will be a test. I'm not teaching. Let's see how much we have understood and practiced. You can see the first question on your screen. Please work that. The expression to the sum to n terms is given to you. It's all about an AP, children. In an AP, Sn is equal to 3n square by 2 plus 13n by 2. Find A25. Find A25. Or if you find S1 and S2, find S1 and S2. Once you get S1, let me know what's the value of S1.
Eight, ma'am.
8. Okay, S1 is 8. What does that indicate? S1 is 8 means
A1 is 8.
A1 or A is 8. Very good. Find S2. What's the value of S2?
19.
19, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
So 4 3s are 12. 12 by 2 is 6 plus 13. Very good. 19. And what do you mean by S2?
A plus D, ma'am.
A1 plus A2, ma'am.
A1 plus A2.
A1 plus A2.
S2 means A1 plus A2 is equal to 19. Next what? What should we do?
A plus D.
Louder?
A plus D, ma'am.
Ma'am, S1 equal to A equal to 8, ma'am. So we have to substitute the value of 8 plus A2 equal to 19.
Yeah. Then A2 is equal to 11. Next?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. Next?
We should find common difference.
Find the common difference, ma'am.
Perfect. What is D?
11 minus.
A2 minus A1. 11 minus 8. 3. Now how do we find A25?
A plus 24.
A plus 24, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Work this and tell me, children.
80, ma'am.
How much?
80, ma'am. 80.
80. All right. Very good. 80. Is it over? S2 means A1 plus A2. Okay, we'll go to the next one. A contract on construction job. A contract on construction job specifies a penalty for delay of completion beyond a certain date as follows. So if big construction projects are given to contractors or engineers, the contractors usually like the construction has to be completed before the agreed period of time. If there's a delay, the contractor has to, that happens in the agreement itself. The contractor will have to bear some penalty for the delay in construction. If the contractor who has taken up this construction job, is unable to complete the construction on time, then he has to pay some penalty for the delay in completion of work. So that penalty is agreed as follows. 135 rupees for the first day. So for example, if the work was, if the work was supposed to be completed by say 15 January 2022. Okay, it's not completed. The work was supposed to be completed on 15th Jan 2022. But supposing it is not completed, then the penalty is like this. The contractor has to pay a penalty of 135 rupees for the first day. That means for 16th January, he has to pay a penalty of 135 rupees. Now, supposing he finishes the work on 16th January, the penalty he'll pay is only 135 rupees. But no, the work is not completed on 16th January. It extends to 17th January. So then for that day, 17th January, the penalty is 160 rupees. The penalty for 17th January, because see, for the second day, rupees 160 for the second day, not for 2 days. 160 is not the penalty for 2 days. It's a penalty for the second day, only for that second day. So that for 17th January, the penalty is 160 rupees. Now the work is not completed on 17th Jan also. It extends. 18th Jan. The construction will go on, the work will go on, but the contractor has to pay this penalty. Now, for the third day, the penalty for the third day, only for the third day, not for 3 days. The penalty for the third day is 185 rupees. So you can see that these terms are in AP, 135, 160, 185. What is 160 minus 135? 25. 185 minus 60, 25. So these numbers are in AP with a common difference of rupees 25. So this is the agreement. So if the work is not, so now supposing, so what will be the penalty for 19th January? What will be the penalty for 19th January? What will be the penalty for 19th January?
210.
210 rupees. For 20th January, assuming it is not still finished.
35. 230.
235. Now children, now the work is completed on 20th January. The work is complete. Now, what do you call, what will you call 135, S1 or A1?
A1,
A1. What is this?
A2,
A2, A3, A4. So what forms the terms of the AP? What forms or what makes the terms of the AP? The penalty for a particular day, the penalty for the first day, the penalty for the second day, the penalty for the third day, the penalty for the fourth day. So like this, the penalties for a particular day makes the terms of the AP. Now, children, the contractor, he has delayed the work by how many days? He has delayed the work by how many days? He was supposed to finish on the 15th Jan, but he finishes on 20th Jan. So the work is delayed by how many days?
5 days, ma'am.
5 days. Now, what is the total penalty which the contractor has to pay? I don't want the value. Just tell me symbolically.
Ma'am, A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5, ma'am.
Super. Who's that? Priya or Parkavi?
Priya, ma'am.
Priya. Very good. So A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5 is the penalty which is to be paid by the contractor who has taken up that construction job. A1 plus A2 because he has to pay 135 rupees for 16th Jan, 160 rupees for 17th Jan, 185 for 18th Jan. So the total penalty. So finally he finishes the work on 20th Jan. So he has to, so he's delayed the construction by 5 days. So for 5 days, the penalties you can see. You can see it on your screen. And the total penalty is equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5, which is nothing but S5. S5, the sum to the first 5 terms of the AP. Because you can continue the AP. The AP can go on. You can keep adding 25 and you can generate the other terms of the AP. But for us, the answer is S5. Do we understand the situation, children? What you need to understand is 160 rupees is not the penalty for 2 days. It's only for that second day. So supposing he finished, the contractor, he finishes the, the construction job on 17th Jan. Supposing he finishes on 17th Jan. Then he has to pay the penalty only for 2 days. 135 rupees plus 160 rupees. 160 is the penalty for only this day, 17th January. It's not the total. It's not for 2 days. It's for the second day. All right, children. So now let me read the question again. A contract on construction job specifies a penalty for delay of completion beyond a certain date as follows. Rupees 135 for the first day, rupees 160 for the second day, rupees 185 for the third day, and so on. If the contractor pays, it's not pay, if the contractor pays rupees 12,420 as penalty, okay, find the number of days by which the work was delayed. The other question is, if the work was delayed by 35 days, find the penalty to be paid by the contractor. So in subdivision A, the total penalty is given to you. The total penalty is given to you. You have to find N. In the second one, N is given 35. You'll have to find the penalty. Right, children? You'll need about 10 to 15 minutes to complete this. Please work. Do not hesitate to ask any question. As you're working, any doubts, please ask me. So 12,420 is represented by Sn. Sum to n terms. How many days we don't know. 12,420 is not the penalty for a particular day. If it's for a particular day, then it will be An. It's the total penalty, like we did A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5 in our example. S5 is the penalty. S5 was the penalty in our example. So here Sn, there we knew in our example, we knew that the work was delayed by 5 days. So we found S5. Here the penalty, the total penalty is 12,420, but is it S5? Is it S10? Is it S20? Is it the sum? Is it the sum of the first 20 terms, 30 terms? We don't know. So sum to n terms is 12,420. 135 plus 160 plus 185 plus till how many terms we don't know. Sn is equal to 12,420. So you'll get a quadratic equation, solve using the quadratic formula and tell me the value of n. Are we feeling good about the chapter, children? Are we all following?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, children. Very good. Thank you for your responses. Please make sure you get your doubts clarified. Is my voice clear, children?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Class, use the emoji, raise your hand. Shivani, Tabarikrish, Nishita, are you all there? Nafi? Nafi, Nishita, Shabarikrish, Shivani, Bala Harish, Akshay Ram, Hariharan, Harshita, Tirunesh, Ravya, Nivedita, Priya, Mutuvil, Shriya, Anish, Shruti, Shakti, Lakshita, Manasa, Srinivasan, Sudarshan, and Arnav.
Ma'am, I don't use the emoji. Ma'am.
Okay. All right. Please continue, children. Thank you. Please continue. What is the equation, children?
Ma'am, 5n square plus 49n minus 4968 is equal to 0.
5n square. Please come again, Tirunish. 5
Plus 49n
Okay.
minus 4968, ma'am.
4,968. Okay. Let's try to solve this. Looks correct because it's a perfect square number. The negative value will ignore. Minus 49 minus 319 by 10. Minus 49 minus 319 by 10. We'll ignore that. The positive one, 40 minus 49.
Ma'am, 27.
How much?
Ma'am, it is 220 divided by 10, ma'am, 27.
Correct. Ignoring the negative value, also it's a fraction. Ignoring that, the positive acceptable value for n is 27. So the work is delayed by 27 days. The work was delayed by 27 days. The work was delayed by 27 days. So 135, 160, A1, A2, A3, A4, A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5. So on till A27. The sum of all these penalties is a total penalty of 12,420. Thank you, Tirunish, for the correct equation. Yes, children, go ahead with the second one. The work is delayed by 35 days. So you should find S35, not A35. A35. Okay, now who can tell me the difference between A35 and S35 in this situation?
Can you repeat what you asked, ma'am?
In this situation, I would like to know the difference between A35 and S35.
Ma'am, A35 is the sum of the AP, ma'am.
S35 is the sum of all
It's the sum
35.
of the till 35.
Sum
Very
of
good.
all 35.
Any of us want to answer? Yes, one by one.
Ma'am, can you
One
tell
by
me?
yes, yes.
A35 is 35th term, ma'am.
Okay.
But S35 is sum of all these 35 terms.
Who's this? Shakti, yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
You're right, but more clear. In using
Ma'am, can
the
I say?
yes.
A35 is the penalty paid on 35th day, ma'am.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yes.
S35 is sum of 35 days from penalty.
Correct. Correct. One. Let me hear from others also. Yes. Who else wants to say? Yes. I heard many voices earlier. Please try now. Yes.
A35 is the penalty for the 35th day, ma'am.
Yeah.
S35 is the sum of all the 35 days, ma'am.
Some of the penalties, some of the
All days, ma'am. From first day to 35th day.
very good, very good, very good. Yes. So A35 represents the penalty that is paid by the contractor for the 35th day, only for that day, only for that day. The penalty for the 35th day is A35. But the penalty for 35 days, the penalty for all the 35 days is S35, which is A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4, so on till A35. The penalty for 35 days is S35. The penalty for the 35th day is A35. Very good, children. Good. Yeah, work that. So if the work is delayed by 35 days, find the penalty to be paid by the contractor. You should not find A35. If you find A35, then you're finding the penalty which will be paid by him for the 35th day. No, what is the penalty he'll pay? For all the 35 days, he has to pay the penalty. A1 plus A2 plus A3 till A35. So S35 is what you're expected to find. Good.
I'm 19,600.
Ma'am, answer is 19600.
Okay. What's that, children? S35?
19,600.
600, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. 19,600.
100, okay. Srinivasan says 19600. Thirunesha, 19600. Who else?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who else? Please try finish it, children.
Ma'am, I took out the same answer.
Very good. Ravya, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Others, please complete it. Please complete. Find S35. N by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
This one. If you have this as your first step, you're right. After the formula, Sn, maybe you've written the formula first. After that, S35 is equal to this one. All right. This is our next question, children. What does Sn minus 2 times Sn minus 1 plus Sn minus 2 represent? So like you write 2a as, see when you have minus 2a, minus a, minus a. Minus 2a is minus a, minus a. Minus 2a. Minus 2a is minus a, minus a. So minus 2 Sn minus 1 is minus Sn minus 1 minus Sn minus 1, which is minus 2 Sn minus 1. Now what is this? What is Sn? A1 plus, what is Sn? Sn is A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 till An, the sum of the first n terms. What is Sn minus 1? The sum of the terms from the first to the n minus 1th term. So what is the difference between the two? An. The difference between these two is An. Sn is the sum of all the terms from the first to the nth. Sn from the first term to the nth term, the sum of all the terms from the first term to the nth term is Sn. Sn minus 1 is the sum of all the terms from the first term to the n minus 1th term. N minus 1th term. So the difference between these two is An. Take a minus common. Take a minus common and write this as Sn minus 1 minus Sn minus 2. Take a minus common. Minus into this is this term. Minus into minus is plus. Minus into minus is plus Sn minus 2. Minus Sn minus 1, minus into minus is plus Sn minus 2. So now yeah, now Sn minus 1, the sum of all the terms from the first to the n minus 1th term. Sn minus 2, the sum of all the terms from the first to the n minus 2th term. The difference between these two will be an minus 1. Now an is the nth term and an minus 1 is its preceding term. The term before an is an minus 1. And the difference between these two terms is called d. The difference between any term and its preceding term is d. The difference between any term and its preceding term in an AP is called d. An is the nth term. An minus 1 is the term before the nth term. And we know that the difference between any term and its preceding term is the common difference, which is given by the letter d. So the given expression represents d. Sn minus 2, Sn minus 1 plus Sn minus 2 represents d, common difference. We'll do it again. Maybe you can write down this. Please write down this. Finish writing, children.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Should I wait for anyone?
1 minute, please.
Yeah. Done, children? So what we have understood is See, like if this is the 20th term, what will be the previous term? 19, right? If A20 is the last term, what will be the preceding term? A19. So 20 minus 1, A20. The term before that is A20 minus 1. Before, see, this is A18. 20 minus 2. This is A17. 20 minus 3. See, this is the 20th term. The earlier term will be A20 minus 1. Then this one will be A20 minus 2. Then from here, this one will be A20 minus 3. The previous term will be A20 minus 1. The previous one will be A20 minus 2. Before that, A20 minus 3, like this. Because 20th term, previous term, 19th term, 18th term, 17th term. 20 minus 3, 17. 20 minus 2 is 18. 20 minus 1 is 19 and 20. So similarly, an minus 1, an minus 2, an minus 3. Okay. All right. Now, the first thing is we need to rewrite the given expression like this. We need to rewrite this like minus 2 Sn minus 1 should be split as minus Sn minus 1 minus Sn minus 1. So it's like minus A is minus 2A. So similarly, minus 2 Sn minus 1. Write the last one as it is. Write the last one as it is. Now it's like grouping these two and these two. So it's like that, you know, we group Sn minus 1 and we group the last two minus Sn minus 2. Because minus is common, right? Meaning we take out, we used a bracket here. So minus into this is minus Sn minus 1, minus into minus is plus. Now we know that Sn is A1, A2 till an minus 1, an. Sn minus 1 is a1, a2 till an minus 1. What is Sn? What is Sn? Okay, let me write like this. 1 minute. What is Sn? The sum till n minus 1 and an, right? Let's, okay, maybe I don't know which will be clear. What is sum to n terms? What is sum to n terms? Sum to n minus 1 terms plus the nth term, right?
Yes, ma'am.
The sum to look at the AP. So the sum to n minus 1 terms plus the nth term. Let me try to explain like that. Oh God. Let me write Sn as sum to n minus 1 terms plus the nth term minus this one. I'll write as it is. Sn, the sum to the first n terms is the sum to the first n minus 1 terms plus the nth term minus sum to n minus 1 terms is the sum to n minus 2 terms plus, you should see there the AP, the sum to n minus 2 terms plus the n minus 1th term. Write this as it is. Sn minus 1. Sn minus 1 is the sum till the n minus 2th term plus the n minus 1th term. So you can see that these two gets cancelled. These two get cancelled. So it's an minus 1. And these are two consecutive terms. So their difference is d. You can make a note of this also, children. Different way of presenting. Children, if I say, what is it? If I ask you what is S20, tell me S20 in terms of S19, children. Tell me S20 in terms of S19. What is S20? Yes, quick.
19 plus 1.
S19
S19 plus
1.
A20.
A.
plus S20 is S19 plus
A, ma'am.
A20.
A, the first term.
A20, ma'am.
A20, who's that A20? Srinivasan.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, A20, children. S20 is the sum to the first 19 terms. Oh, but it's S20. Okay, add the 20th term. If you write S19, you found the sum only of the first 19 terms. You want S20. Okay, add the 20th term to that. Are we following or no, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Now tell me what is
Yes, ma'am.
S100 in terms of S99
Yes,
Yes,
99
99
plus
plus 800.
100.
plus
A 100.
A100, the 100th term. So I've written Sn as the sum to the first n minus 1 term. So till here, sum to the first n minus 1 term still here, plus the nth term is this one. This is for Sn. I've written this as it is. And for Sn minus 1, Sn minus 1 means the sum till this term. So you write Sn minus 2 plus the n minus 1th term. Sn minus 2 plus the n minus 1th term. Sum to n minus 2 terms plus the n minus 1th term. And write this as it is. So you can see that certain terms gets cancelled and we have an minus 1, which is d. You can take down this version also, children. Done, children?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Done, children? Finish writing?
doing, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Completed, ma'am.
Fine. Done, children? All right. Is it over, children?
Yes, ma'am.
I think I heard a no.
Ma'am, I told yes.
Okay. Next question. 5,412 logs are stacked in the following manner. 5,412 logs are stacked in the following manner. 252 logs in the bottom row, 246 logs in the next row, 240 logs in the next, and so on. In how many rows are 5,412 logs placed, and how many logs are there in the top row? I will just take an example. Supposing we stack logs like this, supposing we stack logs like this, 6, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on top of that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On top of that, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1. We stack logs, one over the other. So bottom row we have 6, above that we have 5, above that 4, above that 3, above that 2, and above that 1. So in all we have 6 plus 5, 11, 11 plus 4, 15 plus 3, 18, 20, 21. We have 21 logs with us. Then how do we arrange them? In the bottom row we place 6. We have 21 logs with us. Or we place 6 logs in the bottom row because it should form an AP. The way you stack them, the terms, the number of logs in each row should form an AP. So we go like this. So we place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 logs in the bottom row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 logs in the bottom row. Then above, on top of that, I'm not able to show you above it, so I'm just drawing the lines in the middle. Above that, so this is the bottom row. This one is the bottom row. Bottom row. Above that, between these 2 logs, you place 1 log, right? That's how you can stack it. Between these 2, you place 1 log. Between these 2, you place 1 log. Between these 2, 1 log. Between these 2, 1 log. So 5 logs you place here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 logs. 1, 2, 3 logs. 1, 2, and then 1 log. So how many logs we have with us? 21 logs. In how many rows have we stacked them? In how many rows have we stacked the 21 logs? Yes, how many rows?
6 rows.
6 rows. We have stacked the 21 logs in 6 rows. And how many logs are there in the top row?
1.
There's 1 log in the top row. There's 1 log in the top row. There is 1 log in the top row. We have 21 logs with us. We stack the logs in this manner. We place 6 logs in the bottom row, and the row above that 5 logs, and the row over that 4 logs, 3 logs, 2 logs. We go on like that. till we finish stacking. We go on, actually we did not know we'll get 6 rows. We start with, we did not know, we have 21 logs. We have 21 logs. So we go on like this. We start like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We start like this. Then, so 6 logs we have stacked. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 11 logs we have stacked. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 15 logs we have stacked. We're still 6 remaining is there, right? 1, 2, 3. Then still there are remaining logs. 1, 2, and 1. Now all the logs have, we're done with all the logs. We have stacked all the logs. So we carry on the process till we are done stacking. We have 21. We started with 6 in the bottom row and then 5 over it, 4 over that. We go on. When do we stop? Till all the logs are exhausted, meaning we are done with all the logs. So in this arrangement, we have made 6 rows with 1 log at the top row. Now here, so you start arranging like 252 logs in the bottom row, then 246, then 240, then over that will be 236. 252, 246, 240, oh 6, oh my God, sorry, 234, then it will be 228. So how long will you go like this? Till you're done with all the logs. There are 5,412 logs lying. We need to stack them. So you start with 252 logs in the bottom row. Above that, you place 246 logs. Above that, 240 logs. You go on like that. How long will you keep doing this work? Till you've stacked all the 5,412 logs. So we don't know how many rows we'll make. We don't know. We'll go on till we finish. You know, we are done with all the 5,412 logs. But how many rows that's going to take, we don't know. And how many logs will be there in the top row, that also we don't know. We have to find. Now tell me symbolically, what is 252?
Bottom row. A, ma'am.
A or?
A1.
AN.
A1. A or A1. What is 246?
A2.
A,
A2. 240?
A2.
A3. 5,412?
S.
yes, N.
N.
Can it be AN?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, AN means it's a particular term of the AP. There are only 5,412 logs in all. How can that be a particular term of the AP? AN means it's a particular term of the AP. No, the sum of all the logs is 5,412. So will you say S1 or S2 or S3, S4, S5? I don't know, S6, S7. No, we don't know how many rows. So SN is equal to 5,412. That is, we don't know in how many rows 5,412 logs are arranged. We don't know. So SN is equal to 5,412. That's it. So you should just write that and that will take you to the end of the answer, 5,412. Now what is SN? N by 2 of 2A plus. But before that, we'll have to write the AP. The AP is this one. This is the AP. Where the first term is 252 and the common difference is 246 minus 252, which is minus 6. Yes, children, please solve. I'll just get back, children, in 5 minutes. Please work this. Yes, children, what's the value of n?
Ma'am, for me it's coming 41.
41 and 44. ma'am.
41 and 44, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
But Arnav, you got only 41, is it?
No, ma'am, I got 41 and 44, but when we do A44, it's coming -6. So -6 logs can't be possible. That's why.
Correct. Correct. Okay. So the value of n also. What is the equation, children?
N squared minus 85n plus 1804.
8,000?
1804 plus, ma'am.
No, tell me the digits.
04.
is equal to 0. Okay. All right. So the values of n is equal to 41 or n is equal to 44. I hope all of you got this.
Yes, ma'am.
The terms of the AP are 252, 246, 240. The common difference is negative, children. It's -6. It's not
It's
plus
-6, ma'am.
Yeah, it's -6. Yes. It's -6. The common difference is -6. Sn is equal to 5412. If you can write that, Sn is equal to 5412. Then Sn is n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d is equal to 5412. Substitute the values of a and d. We don't know the value of n. That's what we're finding. So on simplifying this, we will get a quadratic equation n. These are the two values of n. So both are acceptable. That is, n is equal to 41. 41 rows. The 5,412 logs are placed in 41 rows. Or 5,412 logs are placed in 44 rows. Both are correct. Meaning you can accept both the answers. N is equal to 41. 5,412 logs are placed in 41 rows or in 44 rows. But though both sound correct, only one of them can be correct. No, how can they be arranged in both 41 and 44 rows? So though the values of n, both the values are positive and acceptable, only one of them can be the correct answer. In order to eliminate, so you need to give a reason, you need to justify why you are eliminating one of the two values. So let's find A41. That is, if the logs are arranged in 41 rows, if the logs are arranged in 41 rows, then in the 41st row, A41, how many logs are there in the 41st row? We'll try to find that. A41. Why we're finding A41 is because we're trying to find how many logs are there in the top row. That's also one of the questions, right? How many logs are there in the top row? So let's find A41. A41 is the number of logs in the top row if there are 41 rows. A44 is the number of logs in the top row if there are 44 rows. A41, A44. If the logs are arranged in 41 rows, if 41 is the correct answer, A41 is the number of logs arranged in the top row. If the logs are arranged in 44 rows, then A44 is the number of logs arranged in the top row. So let's find both because we don't know which is right. Let's find both. So this is A plus 40D. This is A plus 43D. So A 252 plus 40 into D minus 6. So 252 minus 240, 12. All right. So according to this, there are 12. If the logs are arranged in 41 rows, there are 12 logs in the top row. Let's find this. 18, 1 carry over, 58. Yeah. Minus 6. A44 is equal to minus 6. That means in the 44th row, there are minus 6 logs. So that statement is not true. In the 44th row, there are minus 6 logs. No, it doesn't. It is not correct. The statement is not correct. So that means there cannot be 44 rows, which means the logs are arranged in 41 rows and there are 12 logs in the top row. So how do we answer the questions? In how many rows are the logs placed? That is 5,412 logs are placed in 41 rows and there are 12 logs in the top row. The 41st row is the top row. There are 12 logs in the top row. Finish it, children. Completed, children.
Yes.
Okay. Is my voice clear, children?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because I'm not getting many responses. Have we finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Sudarshan, are you there? Sudarshan?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, read out what you've written. In how many rows are 5,412 logs placed, Sudarshan? Answer this question. In how many rows are 5,412 logs placed? Well, what happened, Sudarshan? What's your doubt? What's your doubt, Sudarshan? In how many rows are 5,412 logs placed, class?
Ma'am, at 41st row.
41 rows.
41 rows.
1 rows, not 41st, 41 rows. They are arranged in 41 rows. The logs are arranged in 41 rows. And how many logs are there in the top row?
12 logs.
12.
12 logs. Which is
12
the top?
logs.
Which is the top row?
41st row.
The 41st row is the top row. The bottom row is the first row. The bottom row. The bottom row is the first row. The top row is the 41st row. $5,412 logs are placed in 41 rows and there are 12 logs in the top row. The top row is the 41st row. The bottom row is the first row. The first row is the bottom row. Yeah, this is your next question, children. The charges of boring a well are ₹5 for the first meter and increases by 50 paise for boring every subsequent meter. Drilling, I mean, boring activity, no, boring, bore well, boring. Like we dig a well, we bore a bore well. We dig a well, so like that. So the charges of boring a well are ₹5 for the first meter and increases by 50 paise for boring every subsequent meter. Find the cost of boring the 10th meter and also the 10th meter, okay? And also the cost of boring the well 60 meters deep. What is the cost of boring the 10th meter? And also the cost of boring the well 60 meters deep. Yes, do this. Write down the question, children. Try this.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
the cost of boring the 10th meter is 9.2 rupees, ma'am. And the cost of boring till 60 meters is rupees 1187, 1187.
Okay. Tilmish or Sabarigrish?
Sabarigiri, ma'am.
Oh, very good. Okay. Very good, Sabarigrish. Let's see. So, what are the terms of the AP? Sabarigrish?
I is in terms of AP.
5?
Ma'am, I didn't get you, ma'am.
No. What are the terms of the AP?
And 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5.
The terms of the AP are 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, and so on. What does 5 represent?
A.
A1.
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 And that is the
Cost
cost.
for the first.
Cost of boring first meter.
Cost
Of boring the first meter. Only the first meter is 5 rupees. What is 5.5? It is the
Cost of boring second.
Is it the cost of boring the second meter or is it the cost of boring 2 meters?
Second meter.
Second meter. Now supposing this is the ground level. This is the first meter. Go still down. This is the second meter. For boring the first meter, first this will come, right? For boring the first meter, it's 5 rupees. For boring the second meter, for doing this one, it is 5.5. For boring the 2 meters, it is 10.5 rupees. This is the ground level. First meter below the ground. Second meter below the ground. This is the first meter. For boring this one, 5 rupees. This is the second meter. For boring this one, 5.5 rupees. The cost for boring the 2 meters, no, I shouldn't say 2 meters. So the cost for boring 2 meters, this one is 5 plus 5.5, 10.5. 10.5. So this is the cost. This is A1 boring the first meter. This is A2 boring the second meter. This is for boring the third meter. This is for boring the fourth meter, and so on. So what we need to find is find the cost of boring the 10th meter, only the particular meter, the 10th meter. So we need to find A10. And also the cost of boring the well 60 meters deep. It's 60 meters deep. That means for the first meter, you will pay A1. For the second meter, A2. For the third meter, A3. For the fourth meter, A4. For the 60th meter, A60. Should add all this. All this you will be paying for boring 60 meters deep well. So it is A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5 till A60. So S60 is the cost of boring the well 60 meters deep. We have to find A10 and S60. So what is the answer? What's the answer for 810?
9.5.
9.5.
9.5.
And for this one? Tell me the digits.
1185.
185.
185.
Okay. Completed. Done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll mark this and wind up today's session with this one. We have one more important. Yeah. Yeah, make a note of this question, children. An AP has 21 terms. Please write down this question. Please write down this question. An AP has 21 terms. The sum of the three middle terms is 129 and last three terms is 237. The sum of the last three terms. The sum of the three middle terms is 129 and the sum of the last three terms is 237. Find the AP. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's do this now. In an AP of 50 terms, the sum of the first 10 terms is 210. The sum of the first 10 terms is 210. And sum of its last 15 terms is 2565. The sum of the last 15 terms. The last 15 terms, which are the last 15 terms? The last 15 terms will be A36, A37, A38, A39, A40 till A50 is equal to 2565. The sum of its last 15 terms. So count from the 36th term, last 15, 50 minus 15 is 35, but you should not start from 35, 36. There are 50 terms in all. 50 minus 50, the last 15 terms. There are 50 terms in all. Last 15 terms will be from the 36th term. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. There we have 5 terms, and then from 41 to 50 we have 10 terms. S10 is equal to 210, you will get one equation in A and D. Because n is 10. A, D we do not know. So you will get one equation in A and D using S10 is equal to 210. And for the next one, the sum of the last 15 terms is 2565. So n by 2. N by 2 is 15 by 2. Of the first term plus the last term, of the first term plus the last term is equal to 2565. You can write it like this, or n by 2, 15 by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1, 15 minus 1 into d. D we don't know. N only we know, we don't know d, is equal to 2565. You do it either ways. From S10 is equal to 210 children, you will get one equation in A and D because A, N and D, you know the value of N. A, N and D, you know N. You know, so you will get an equation in A and D. Last 15 terms are from the 36th to the 50th term. So the first formula, N by 2, 15 by 2, not 50 terms, because here in the sum we have only 15 terms. We have only 15 terms. 15 by 2 of the first term, A36, plus the last term, A50. So A36 means A plus 35D. A50 means A plus 49D. Or here on the other side, we have 15 by 2 of 2A. 2 into A36 plus N minus 1, 15 minus 1 into D. D we don't know. We don't know D. A36 should be written as A plus 35D. All right, children, this answer to this question we'll discuss in the next class. So this how you'll have to proceed with the steps. Please take down this in your book. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. I'll give you some more questions. Have you started working that assignment paper which I shared 2 days back? Children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think you complete that. Then we'll take some more questions. I'll not give you anything more today. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good night.